The husband just drove his pregnant wife of 9 months out of the house. Unexpectedly, the next moment the wife went to the hospital to schedule an abortion. The doctor looked at her swollen belly and worriedly warned her. The risk of abortion at this stage is extremely high. It could not only endanger her life, but also make it impossible for her to conceive in the future. But the woman showed no hesitation at all. She was willing to risk her life just to sign the abortion consent form. The reason she was so ruthless to herself was because she had seen the true face of her scumbag husband. It turned out that just a few minutes ago, her husband had asked his pregnant wife of 9 months to personally cook a big meal. At first, the woman innocently thought he was celebrating their 5th wedding anniversary, but to her surprise, the large meal she endured pregnancy sickness to prepare was only for him to celebrate his ex-girlfriend's birthday. He even shamelessly played intimate games with his ex, right in front of his wife. Seeing this, the woman could no longer bear it. She questioned the scumbag husband whether he still cared about her and the child, but the scumbag didn't care at all and said he was just playing truth or dare, and told her not to make a fuss. The ex even deliberately tried to stir trouble between them, mocking the stretch marks on the woman's belly, saying they were as disgusting as maggots. Hearing her child insulted in this way, the angry woman demanded an apology on the spot. But as soon as the scumbag husband heard the woman dare to yell at his ex, he immediately started scolding her instead. What's worse, the scumbag shamelessly drove the woman out of the house, just so his ex wouldn't be disturbed while celebrating her birthday. Their friends, seeing the situation escalate, tried to persuade him to let the woman back in, especially since she was carrying his child. But the scumbag casually said she should calm down outside, and that the pregnant woman had become as fat as a pig. He couldn't stand to look at her without feeling disgusted. He even claimed no other man would ever want her. At that moment, the woman finally saw the scumbag husband's true nature. A man so cold and heartless was not fit to be a father. Disheartened, the woman went to the hospital and scheduled an abortion 2 days later. When she returned home from the hospital, the scumbag husband began another round of unreasonable accusations. He said the ex-girlfriend was just a kid, and that her comments were only a joke. How could she, about to be a mother, take it so seriously? Hearing this, the woman's heart grew even colder. When she went to the kitchen to pour a glass of water, the ex suddenly walked out of the bathroom wearing only a bathrobe, and casually called out for the scumbag to bring her some underwear. At that moment, the woman finally understood everything. She no longer wanted to argue with the scumbag, and instead went straight to the bedroom without looking back. Not long after, the scumbag put on a fake face of remorse and apologized to the woman, but he didn't reflect on his own mistakes. Instead, he accused the woman of complaining in front of their guests, making him lose face, and even accused her of trying to use the child to tie him down. But the woman furiously declared the ex must apologize for insulting her child. Before the scumbag could respond, the ex suddenly burst into the room crying, saying she was just an outsider and shouldn't stay there. Pretending to leave, the scumbag panicked. He scolded the woman for being unreasonable and rushed out to comfort the ex. It was raining outside. The ex suddenly fell to the ground. The scumbag was terrified. He hurriedly picked her up and took her to the hospital. He even shouted angrily at the woman, saying if anything happened to the ex, he would never forgive her. The woman stood at the door, watching the scumbag's figure disappear into the